Hello, I am not normally the one who introduces us or the show, so I'm going to do my best Jesse Pierce impersonation. I am Alexis Pearson. This is the Bard on Beauties podcast, and joining us today for I don't know how many times we're on our fifth, sixth, seventh round of guests here, but pleased to be joined now by please introduce yourselves and the organization that you're working with here.
My name is Terry Hughes. I'm the president of Sophie Squad.
My name is Gabby Hughes, and I am a board member of Sophie Squad.
And tell everybody who's watching at home what Sophie Squad is and how it came to be, because it's a pretty remarkable story of how you guys got to the incident that spurred you to do this and where you guys are now.
I've came across this family that came into our hockey program called Skate to Excellence, and their two daughters, one played at the U19 level, the other at our U14 level, and we were just heading out to Boston it was a Monday, and we were headed to Boston on a Wednesday, and find out from her sister that she had taken her life by suicide. So when we got up to Boston, I talked her mom into bringing the older one out there, and we met with her mom and talked to her for a while, and we got together as a group, and I see a few of them out here in the audience that are part of our committee, and we formed a committee with a lot of us and got together, and we created this great organization called Sophie Squad.
And Sophie Squad focuses on the mental health of hockey players. And you were telling me before we started the live stream that you want to extend that into other sports as well eventually. And a lot of people, obviously, when they think about sports, they think about physical, aspect of it and getting your body ready. But the mind is such an important part of that as well. And I think we're starting to take steps in the right direction there, where a long time ago people never paid attention to that, they didn't care, and now thanks to organizations like you guys, that's changing. Would you say the same, that we're moving in the right direction?
Personally, being an athlete at the Division I level, I would definitely say there is a change and we are moving in the right direction. We had a Sophie Squad event up at UMD, and ever since then it's a normal conversation to be had around the rink, and people are checking in on each other more and more often, noticing when people are having off days. So I think just having those little conversations and sparking the awareness is really important, not only to people that are suffering, but people that aren't, so they can also help everyone around them.
Yeah. What's a big key in that, as somebody who, you might look at yourself and say, I feel good, I feel okay, but I know somebody else on my team maybe needs that help. How do you go about that as a person from the outside looking in to be somebody who can help that person in whatever way they may need?
Yeah, I think the biggest aspect is just checking in and asking them how they're doing and getting them out of their funk, whether it's somebody that's just staying in their room all day, get them out to do something that they enjoy, and maybe even just asking them how they are can get them to see that they're not doing as best as they could be, and getting that conversation started can lead to them finding help or you leading them in that direction.
Well, and as a parent, how do you see that, knowing that some of these kids now who are getting into these sports and joining these teams and growing themselves as athletes are, they go through the stuff, and now to see that there's things that are happening that are, there's things put in place or people who understand this stuff better to help them. How does that make you feel as somebody with kids?
Oh, it's
I know it's a tough question.
It is a tough question. And some of the words that we want to put in there, that we're very excited for what we do. We're very proud of what we do. For the situation at hand is hard, but we've helped a ton of kids so far, and we continue to make sure that kids we're there to talk to. Keep that door open, including my daughter. We're always here. So make sure you're talking to somebody. It's okay not to be okay. So you got to talk about it.
And how, you were telling me beforehand that, you guys do these events, and what is the basis of those events? What do you do there to try to get people involved and let them know more about what you guys do?
Yeah, there's a ceremonial puck drop at the beginning. There's Chuck-a-Pucks sold that go to donations, and there's booths set up outside the rinks, and there's all of our merchandise and everything set up, room for donation. But also just having us there in the presence, it gets people thinking about how important it really is. And I think that's the biggest aspect, is just getting people to see that people are doing something about it, so they can be more aware that there's a problem going on with people's mental health. And just having that presence in the arena can open a lot of people's eyes, and I think it really helps.
Well, and what about being at a event like this? The, high school state boys hockey tournament is one of the biggest things in Minnesota, period, let alone something like this where you guys are trying to reach out to these athletes and the parents and get people involved and make them aware of what you do. How special is it to be part of this today and see all these people who've just walked by, even in the 10 minutes we've been talking, that you have a chance to reach out to them and try to get them involved?
It's really spectacular. And I haven't said it yet, but I want to thank Brian and Let's Play Hockey for giving us the opportunity to be a part of this, to show that who we are and what we're doing. And we're here to help, not just children, we're here to help anybody. Mm-hmm. So I want to thank you and your Let's Play Hockey mm-hmm. program for giving us the opportunity to touch everybody that walks through here and maybe more.
Yeah. And I mean, we love talking about this stuff as well, because again, I think there's so many sides to sports. It's not just the game, right? There's the stuff that goes on behind the game. There's the stuff that goes on behind the game for the athletes, for the parents, for the staff, for the teams. I mean, there's so many aspects to it that this is why when you guys came up and you're like, hey, can we come talk? We're like, yeah, because this stuff is just as important as anything else. And without good mental health, you don't really have much of anything. So it kind of starts here, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely, for sure.
Well,
I think the mind has to be stronger than the other parts of the body.
Well, and you hear too with athletes all the time. I mean, especially athletes coming back from injury, or if they're coming off a tough season where maybe their numbers weren't what they expected. I mean, how many times do broadcasters and the staff talk about, hey, their mind's not right, and now we're starting to do things to figure out how can we fix that? How can we help them get to a healthy place so that their body works with them as well?
Yeah, speaking from experience, it's really important to have that conversation to fall back on as well, because when you get pressured by media, or if you're not performing right and people are pressuring you and getting on you about it, you already feel that yourself, but then feeling that from an outside perspective, it can put your mental game down a little bit. So getting these conversations for athletes is really important.
Well, and how tough is that, nowadays with social media? It's a great thing. It gives us a lot of cool things in this world, and it allows us to connect with people we may not have been able to before. But there's the downside of it, especially for athletes, and especially at the highest level where, fans will just come and say stuff at them, and they're mad they had a bad game, or they're mad they let in the game-winning goal, or they're mad about something else. And these athletes have to deal with that stuff. And I think that has been one of the biggest reasons for poor mental health in some athletes, is because they have to deal with this stuff and they don't know how, because it's new to all of us. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I would agree 100%. The media is definitely a setback on a lot of people's mental health. I know I have teammates taking a break from social media right now, because it's just so draining, and seeing all this stuff out there can be very tough to see. So I agree, it plays a really big role in people's mental game.
Well, and speaking of social media, let's talk about the positive side of it. Where can people find you and find out what you guys do so that they can get involved as well?
They can go to sophiesquad.org. We've got a bunch of information out there. All the people that has made us the program that we are. I want to thank them as well. And you go there, there's all kinds of information there. I'm the president. You can reach out to me with any questions. I'm willing to help any way that I can. So again, I can't thank you enough for asking us to be a part of this program, because it is very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. We're glad you guys found us, and glad you jumped on for a little bit to educate our fans on ways they can get involved and have fun at the rest of the expo this weekend.
Thank you.
If you're not doing anything tomorrow afternoon, there's a big hockey game right here. The University of Minnesota Bulldogs, yours truly, Gabby Hughes,
Go Bulldogs,
is going to be taking on the University of Minnesota. It will be a great contest, and come and support some hockky.
So we had Natalie Darwitz on earlier, so she got the first stab at the smack talking for that one. So, but sounds like we've got Bulldogs. Oh, we see a Bulldog shirt out there.
Bulldogs.
Okay, I'm gonna go for fan, but I'll allow it because we have Bulldogs in my presence. But hopefully at the end of the day you have fun and battle hard, and best of luck in that game.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.